What's up guys, it's Manga Time once again. I'm here today to bring you my review of Bleach 573 I Am the Edge. It's a cool chapter title, but I'm not entirely sure what it means. Wow, it is dark in here. Oh, okay, that's too bright. That's too bright. Anyway. I believe there was a chapter during his fight, Kenpachi's fight with Unohana, called The Drop. So I don't know, maybe it's got something to do with that. Maybe Kenpachi is the edge that Unohana dropped off of. Regardless, I actually completely forgot that there was a colour page this week. You know, when I saw the colour page, I immediately thought it was one of those fan art pages that they put in. But it's not. The colour page is okay. You know, it's kind of bland. There's lots of black. Black's a colour, right? But yeah, it's kind of simple. Not much to it. A bit like Kenpachi, really. No, but I jest. It is quite cool, I suppose. Kenpachi joins the fight, the final battle with Kamikawa. Cool. So apparently Kenpachi is on the roof of the building. I didn't know that. I thought he came in just behind Gremmy, but apparently not. He jumps down. Yachiru's like, Ken-chan. And then we get to the first part of the chapter that I was pretty interested in. Well, there was three things I wanted out of this chapter. We got two of them. I wanted to find out what letter and the Sternritter's name was. That's the same thing. It's all one thing. I wanted to find out whether Unohana was alive or not, and I wanted to find out the name of Kenpachi's sword. We got two of them. Kenpachi says that Unohana is dead. That's disappointing. That is so disappointing. Isane collapses to the floor, and then Kenpachi says, "I killed her. If you hate me, you can always kill me." What an absolutely ridiculous statement to make. How is Isane supposed to kill Kenpachi? Like, why didn't he say something like she was proud of you or something? That is a ridiculous statement to make, because Kenpachi knows. He must know that Isane can't kill him. So why would he even bother saying it? But anyway, Isane says that if he killed her, he must have inherited her name, Captain Unohana's name, which I presume is Kenpachi, not Yachiru's Kenpachi. That's kind of interesting. Did Isane know about this before he received Captain Unohana's final letter, or afterwards? Either way, it's pretty interesting. Kenpachi's like, yeah, I did. There's lots of unnecessarily big panels with just the back of Kenpachi's head. But you know, it's all dramatic effect. Anyway, we go back to the Sternritter, and he's like, so you're Kenpachi Zaraki, the Kenpachi from Zaraki, Kenpachi Zaraki. Okay, that was weird. But nice to know that they do still have their daten, as I like to call it. He then says she seems strong, as I expected, and that's an awesome looking panel. I have to say that I really like Gremmy, actually. His design is pretty awesome, and he's pretty sinister at times, with his black Tsukushima-style eyes. Unfortunately, I don't think he's going to last much longer. But anyway, the ground starts breaking up, and this huge stadium shoots up into the air, with Kenpachi and Gremmy on top of it. And this is quite... this is almost kind of funny, this bit, but not Kenpachi, Kensei and Rose's bodies just start rolling off the side. And then Isane tells them to be careful, despite the fact that they're dead. And, you know, Gremmy's like, I've prepared the stage. You are the famous Kenpachi Zaraki, after all. It'd be rude not to welcome you. And it's essentially just a big stone tower. That's kind of cool, I suppose. Anyway, Kenpachi's like, what is this? Just a kind of charm? And this is when Gremmy decides to start explaining absolutely everything he can do, which is essentially, I make illusions come true. I'm Gremmy the Visionary. And then he says, I think I'm the strongest among the Sternritter. Great. That's a recipe for success for a bad guy, that is. But then we find out that his name is Sternritter V Gremmy Thumo. I don't know if his name is actually Gremmy. I've seen some people think it's Glemmy, because obviously the translations would make Glemmy into Gremmy. But for all intents and purposes, we're just calling him Gremmy for now. So he's the visionary. So he is the true V. That was one of the options I put forward last week, and it is the option I'm the happiest with as well. Because I didn't like Gwenael's design. I'm glad he was just a fake. We should have got he was a fake, really, from the fact that his epithet was vanishing point, not the something, and not the just one word either. The fact that he was 2 words was weird. But anyway, and I'm also really glad about this because it means there's 3 more Sternritter left to see, rather than just 2 now. So that's cool. I'm excited about that. Anyway, so we have the true V now. This does make me wonder why the hell Gwenael attacked Gremmy before he died, but you know, I guess Gremmy's able to create things with a will of their own, which is pretty mental. Anyway, Kenpachi lifts his sword and he's like, "So what?" When Gremmy says he can make illusions out reality, and this picture of Kenpachi lifting his blade is almost identical to one of the pictures. Well, it's not. Well, it's kind of similar to one of the pictures in the battle with the Unohana. It's more of a close up of his face, and it's when he's like, "I love battling" or something rubbish like that. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. He slashes Gremmy, but Gremmy just tanks it, which I was really happy to see. Really happy to see. But at the same time, he's kind of been fed the idiot ball. He's like, my body is more resistant than steel. Why would you make, if you have the power to imagine anything, why would you make your body more resistant than steel? Why not like diamond or something that pretty much can't be cut? Because Kenpachi then applies more force and he manages to cut into him. Now at least it doesn't one-shot the bastard, I suppose. But Kenpachi's like, if you're as hard as steel, then just say it. I'll slash you the same way I'm cutting steel. I mean, that's kind of fair enough, I guess. Gremmy falls to his knees. But he still has his hands in his pockets, though, so I think we've got some interesting stuff coming, I should hope, anyway. Bit of blood coming out of his shoulder. Then Kenpachi's like, let me tell you, with your imagination you can't create anything I can't cut through. What? Because I'm Kenpachi. That sounds stupid. But anyway, that's the end of the chapter. There's a pretty cool final page. The final page is actually really cool. In that Kenpachi looks pretty sinister. But then so does Gremmy. Gremmy's giving him like this nasty look. And we might actually be in for an alright fight here. I was really relieved to see Kenpachi not one-shot him. Giriko style. But it's interesting to see that Gremmy also says he's the strongest Sternritter, and like Neutra thought he was the strongest Espada, etc, etc. Parallels were made there. Now when Gremmy says, because I obviously don't think Gremmy is the strongest, but when he says he's the strongest, does that make him the strongest? Because of his imagination? I don't really know how that would work. But obviously Kenpachi's already cut through him. So, I don't think there's any doubt in my mind that Kenpachi's going to win this fight. He hasn't even done his Shikai yet. Well, I don't know, I mean, like, he's technically in Shikai, isn't he? But we haven't discovered his name or anything, so we've got all that to come. Gremmy's probably going to go Volstendig at some point. But I kind of hope that Kubo's a bit notorious for this, really. Like Yukio's power, he had the ability to do anything, and yet he just created a bunch of shitty monsters. So I really hope that Gremmy does things a bit better than that, but so far all he's done is turn his body to steel, which is ridiculous. Why don't he just do something better than that? That doesn't make any sense. I suppose it's typical bad guy arrogance, but you know. Anyway, the chapter was okay. Kenpachi's pretty boring. And it's disappointing about Unohana. But on the other hand, it's pretty good that Gremmy is V. And I did like the artwork. I'm glad that Gremmy hasn't flipped the fuck out yet, but that's coming in a few chapters. When Gremmy starts losing, he's going to go like, I'll kill you, I'll kill you, I'll kill you, like, you know, all Bleach bad guys do. But no, for the time being, he's still pretty awesome. So I'm going to drop this chapter an 8. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of the chapter, guys. Not a very long review this week. This kind of always happens when Kenpachi's around. I guess it's not much goes on. Uh, but yeah, let me know in the comments below if you like this chapter. How happy are you to see Kenpachi back? What do you think of Gremmy? Gremmy Thumo? I don't know, he seems pretty cool to me. But yeah, let me know in the comments below. Are you happy about Unohana's fate? That kind of sucks, doesn't it? But yeah, don't forget to subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. I don't think I've left anything out. That's it really, guys. Panel of the week, actually. I forgot to do this last week. It's either the final page, because both panels technically count. Come on, give me that. Or the one where Gremmy's like just as I expected, because it looks really awesome. But I'm going to have to go for the final page because it's a really kind of old-fashioned stare down, and like I said, while I have no doubts that Gremmy's going to lose, it could be interesting. So that's it from me, guys. I shall catch you next week for Bleach 547. But until then, see you later.